everyone, welcome back to this channel. If you are new to this channel, then welcome to this channel. Well, today we're gonna learn something interesting about Tkinter. In the previous session, I explained what is a Tkinter and who have to learn Tkinter. It depends upon the people interest who wanna learn Tkinter. But if you are here to learn Tkinter, then first we'll go through basics and later we're gonna, go through some projects that we want to work on. After getting these basics, we're gonna apply these by working projects. By taking some cool projects, we're gonna work on it. In the previous session, I explained you what is a Tkinter. Tkinter is actually Python's GUI library where you can create GUI applications using Tkinter. If you want to learn Tkinter, the first and foremost thing is we have to create a GUI module, a GUI interface, right? So the first and foremost thing we have to do is to create a window, a Tkinter window. So today we're gonna learn how to create a window and what are the cool attributes of window. Like, can we change the window size? Can we, change the background color of the window? We'll see all those things in this video. So let's go further. I'm gonna cover these things today in this video. We'll create our first window in Tkinter. So the operations that we have to learn in order to manage a window, in order to create a window in Tkinter. First, we'll create a window. First, we'll set that window title. Like I created a window and I gave some title Hello World here. Even we can change the length and width of this window. And even we cannot, make this window non-sizable as well. I'll let you know how to do that while coding. And we can also change this background color, and yeah, we can do a lot with this window. First and foremost thing in order to create a GUI interface is, the first thing is we need an interface. That interface will be this window. I hope you guys ready, so let's start coding with me. So I created a Tkinter basics folder, and from here I'm gonna create a file, and this file shows about, and here we're gonna write code about Windows. So window.py. So the first and foremost thing is we need a window. So, but in order to create a window, we need that Tkinter module, right? I said you already, you don't have to install Tkinter. You just have to import Tkinter. It is already inbuilt in Python. You don't have to install it explicitly. It is there implicitly. So for that, from Tkinter, import everything. Star refers to everything. So we're gonna import everything from the Tkinter module so that whatever we want, we can just implement them by using the star. Star means everything. So now we have to create a window, right? So for that, I'm gonna give a variable named window, and I'm gonna call a function named tk. This tk function is actually creating a window for us, and this tk is actually from this Tkinter. Okay, it's a function which is used to create a window. I'm gonna handle this tk by using this window. By using this tk method, we created a window, but how can we see this window? We must run this window. So for that, there's a function called main loop. This main loop is also from tk, and we're gonna just run. If we give windows.mainLoop, it's gonna run that window for us until we close that program, until we close that window. Okay, I hope you got this. And these two things are really important. Whenever you're creating an interface, you must create a window by using this tk method, and you have to run that window by using main loop. Like, window variable is not the mandatory variable that you have to give. You can give whatever the name you want. Sometimes some people will use root as well. You can even use root over there, and you can even use window, or you can just simply use w if you're really lazy while coding. It depends. So now let's run this and see whether we have a window or not. Cool window, and the default title of this window is tk, right? We can even change this title as well by giving title. There is a function called title. You just have to give window.title, and you're gonna give the title as hello. You can give whatever name you want. And if I run this, you can see hello as the title of that window. You can give whatever the title, or a demo. This is demo, right? So this will be a demo window. And if you run this, save and run this, you can see that the title of this window is changing. It's like demo. Oh, did you observe one thing here? Here I created a window by using this tk method. Right? Tkinter method. And from this tk, we are getting this title and main loop. Okay, window.title, that means it's actually we are getting these title and main loop from this tk. Okay, what if you just give tk here instead of creating a window? We can just give tk.title, you can just give tk.main loop. Why can't we do that? Let me see what happens if we do like that. For example, if we keep this in comments, and if you see here, instead of window, I'm gonna just give tk and tk dot main loop. What happens if we run like this? Alright, save it and run this one. See, here we have two windows. The first one is tk and the second one is demo. If you see that, it's running, but the thing is, we created two windows. Okay, so by this you must understand that tk is actually for creating a window. Like it's working like this. It's creating a window with title demo, and it's creating a window, and at the same time it's running that window. It's handling two windows at the same time. So tk is just for creating a window. We actually need just one window, right? Why don't we need multiple windows? We just need one interface to make everything for us. So what we do is, instead of making multiple windows, we just need one window, and we're gonna tell to that interpreter that, hey, that window that I want is this one, and I need title for this window, and I need this window to run for me. So that's what we are telling to the interpreter. Like if you just use this like that, if you just use tk for everything that you want, it's gonna create multiple windows and you're gonna mess this up, and you don't like to learn Tkinter anymore. I don't want you guys to do that. I hope you guys understood. This window.title is nothing but it's coming from this tk, and main loop is also coming from this tk. We are just implementing that using one window. Okay, now I hope you understood how tk exactly works. Now it's time to configure the window size, right? We know how to create a window, we know how to give some title to the window, but we don't know how to configure the window size, right? So in order to change the size of the window, there is a function called geometry, and that's also from tk. It's like you just have to call that method. It's window.geometry. Just have to give geometry here, and you just have to give some parameters. The first one will be the width, and the second one will be the height. It's like 250 by 250. And if you save this and run this one, it will create a size of, okay, I got an error. I think I have to give this in double loops. Yeah, because that's the error that I got. Okay, that's a bad way to specify. Learn from the errors, guys. Learn from the errors. I think now it's solved. And if you run this one, yeah, you're gonna create a window of size 250 by 250. And remember, whenever you're running again, please close the previous window that you have. For example, if I have this window open for me, and if I rerun it, it's not going to show the window that you want. Once you close this, you're going to see the window that you rerun. Okay, don't get confused. You just have to close the previous programming window, because this window.main loop runs infinitely. Until you close that window will get opened for you. Okay, you just have to close that window and rerun by changing the dimensions. For example, if I give dimensions 500 here and save it and run it, see, the length of the width of that window is changing from 250 to 500, but the height remains same. You can even change the size manually if you want. And sometimes you need an interface that must be constant. Like you don't have to change the size, you don't have to change the height, width of that window. That window must be the size that you want. So if you don't let that happen, if you don't want to change the height and width of that window, and if you want that parameters to be constant, there is a method called resizable. Just have to give window.resizable, give height as false and even width as false. Yeah, done. And if you run this, close the previous window. Don't forget to close the previous window and run it. Now you'll not be getting this size. You cannot change it. Though you try to do it, it will not let you do it. See? So in this way, you can keep the size of the window constant for you. It depends upon, the type of the interface that you want to create. If you want to create interface that can resize, keep this in comments and rerun it. This time, see, you can see here one symbol that helps you to change the size of the window. And yeah, if you use this resizable, it will not let you do that. And if you give height as false and width as false, you cannot change both. If you give width as true, I think you can change the width, but you cannot change the height according to this logic. You can change the width, you cannot change the height. So you can change these parameters according to your needs. And it's time to change the background color of this boring window. So let's change this background color. So for that, there is a method called config, window.config. And this, you can just give, there is a parameter called BG, and you just have to give this some color. You can use hash codes, you can use just color names. You can also use RGB as well. You can just use the way you want. And if you run this one, you'll see a blue, boring colored window, right? Okay, if you want to change these colors, you can just go to color picker. And here you can just grab some color that you like. And copy this. And go to VS Code. And keep this hash code in quotes. Okay. And if you save this and run this, the color of the window changes. See? You can do something like this. Or you can even just create a variable. Like, if you want, you can just create a variable. This is just for colors. You can just create a variable, for example, BG color. That represents background color, and you can just give the color. And you can give this value as argument here. There will be no change in the window. If you change this color, this reflects here. You don't have to change manually. If you change this value, it will get reflected here. So this will be the easiest way to change color names. Okay, I think I gave 5 zeros. I think I have to give 6 zeros for hash code. See, the color is changing. It's changed from purple to black. Yeah, in this way you can change background color of the window, right? And yeah, we have seen how to create a new window. For that, you have to use TK method, and we know how to give the title. There is title method. How to configure window size. For that, there is geometry method. And how to change window background color. For that, we need a config method, and where in config there is a parameter called a BG, and you're gonna give that value, and you can create a variable. Or you can just give the value there itself, and you can make a window non-resizable as well. For that, there is a method called resizable. I hope you guys understood. We created a window. I'm saying it again. Created a window. Created a window. Assigned some title. We gave some size. We can, gave some parameters so that the window cannot be resized, and we also configured. This is all about configuring the window. And yeah, don't forget to create a window. Whenever you're creating an interface, you need a window. So for that, use this. You can give whatever name you want, but whatever name you're giving, you have to access those methods by using that name itself. Okay? And windows.main loop, this is also mandatory. These two things are mandatory if you want to create a window, if you want to create an interface, and if you want to run that interface. Okay, this main loop will run infinitely until you close that particular window or interface that you created. Okay, and in the next video we're gonna learn some more interesting things, interesting basics about Tkinter. And yeah, if you like this video, then hit that cute little like button, and if you're new to this channel, then subscribe to this channel for further updates. And yeah, thank you.